In the smoke, where the stories unfold, there's a tale of a podcast, so bring his old bowl. Funded by the leaf, they call their own show. What's going on, guys? This is your boy Panda. Welcome to the Leaf and Ash podcast. This is our third episode, guys, and if you see the title, today's chit chat talk is going to be: do you prefer going to your local brick and mortar as opposed to ordering stuff online? But before I get started, let me introduce you guys to my co-host. On the top left, once again, is the big dog, PC Silverback. On the bottom left,
What's going on, everybody?
There you go. You got Rico Suave himself, the Don. What's up, Don?
What's happening, brothers?
And once again, guys, I always say the guy that does all the magic behind the scenes, that one finger pecking sensation, JJ, aka Cigar Mutt. What's going on, guys?
What's happening, guys?
Well, we got to talking earlier today, and we're kind of brushing up on what we're going to talk about today. And I said we just get right into it. Which one do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer going to your local shops as opposed to ordering online? You start off, Big Dog.
Well, I'll say this: when I first got into cigars, man, all I had was my local shop, and I was looking at all the money that I was spending weekly. I mean, weekly, and eventually I got into going online ordering cigars, and I did a comparison as far as how much money I was putting out, and dude, it was man, I was saving myself more money by going online. But I'll say this: my brick and mortar have cigars that I can't get online, so that's a dilemma within itself. So, as far as saving money, I tend to lean towards online. But when it comes to getting what I really really want, I go to my brick and mortar, and they got some sticks there that I really like to dabble in and stuff like that. So that's just my story for the beginning of it.
And speaking of that, what are you smoking tonight?
I'm smoking a Royal cigar. It's a box press Toro Maduro 6552.
Okay, we'll get back to the founder and stuff like that because I know you had a chance to chop it up with the guy that the was it the CAO, the creator, etc. Basically, the founder of the
Yes, he
cigar.
was the CEO of this stick.
All right,
Yes,
cool.
sir.
So, what about you, Mutt? Which one do you prefer?
Well, I like to shop local if I can,
Right?
but when you get on the big box stores online, it's hard sometimes to beat their deals that they have. Their flash sales. Kind of like what PC was saying. You look back on the money spent, and $100 online goes a lot further than $100 at most brick and mortars. But the online, they don't need that $100 as much as that brick and mortar does sometimes. So I try to, if I can, I'll give them my business.
You smoking anything tonight?
Yeah, the Alec and Bradley Gatekeeper.
Oh, you finally gonna get that bad boy open?
It's been in there marinating for a couple months.
Yeah, I know you've been talking about it for a while.
Yep.
Okay, I'm interested to see what you think of it. What about you, Don? What do you think? Which one do you prefer?
So, just maybe a little bit of the opposite of PC. So, for me, my wife works she's the vice president for the local chamber of commerce, and we're big about supporting our community and supporting small businesses and that kind of stuff. So, I would rather 100% buy from a local brick and mortar, but the shop that I go to doesn't have as big of a selection. I love the atmosphere. I love the camaraderie in the shop. They just don't have as big of a selection as some of the stuff I like. So I find myself going online for maybe the sticks that I want to smoke versus the ones that they have. But I'm probably 60-40 online, but that's growing more towards the brick and mortar, I think.
Just 60% buying it at the lounge?
No, 60% online versus 40% at the brick and mortar.
Okay.
But I try to never step foot into the lounge without buying a cigar or a couple of, Even if I'm, at my lounge, as long as you buy something, you can smoke whatever you want. So I'll bring my own stick sometimes. Even if I'm not going to smoke one of their cigars there that night, I want to buy something just because, that guy's not in business for me to come in there and smoke somebody else's cigar. So I think it's important to support the little, the brick and mortar and they wouldn't be open if we didn't. We wouldn't have a place to go and have that camaraderie. But like JJ said, there's just some deals online. I'm a borderline cigar bid addict. Somebody, you can't even say the word cigar bid without me picking up my phone and looking to see what they got today. So it's crazy, but yeah, that's that. And I'm smoking the Liga Privada number 10 tonight, straight out of South Florida. From my time hanging out with you.
All right, it's a great stick. I mean, you can never go wrong with Drew Estate, right?
No.
So I'm probably in between. I don't have the issues I think the biggest issue that JJ has is that he doesn't have the selection. He doesn't have the locations that I have down here. You guys have accessible in your states, right? So I could see why he's a big online guy.
Yep.
I'm with you, Don, in the sense that you know the lounge I go to. You guys seen the lounge I go to, Burn One Cigar Bar. I say it jokingly, but it's the truth. I am part of the furniture there. I'm probably 60-40, probably more like 80-20. I support my local lounge and 20% online. Honestly, it's probably most recently that I've started just buying extra stuff online because there are certain cigars that my shop just does not carry at all, or they won't because, as you guys know, most lounges have their clientele that smoke certain cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these like mom and pops or these brick and mortar cigars that people, don't know about won't do well in a shop like mine, only for the mere fact that, they already know their clientele and it's the steady shelf that we talked about, your Drew Estate, your Padrones, your Perdomos, your Foundations, your Ligas, what else? You got Saka, you have Foundation. I keep on repeating myself, but, basically Jaime Garcia, Fuentes, they're getting the Opuses and now they have the Placencias there. So they don't even have shelves for the stuff that I enjoy outside of that realm. And a perfect example, probably the only cigar that I enjoy out of this line is Camacho, the Scorpion. And this is the only Camacho that I honestly enjoy. I don't even know what the blue label is called, or the red label, but this seems to be the only. It's a short Robusto, and I got this one on Cigar Bids. I think that the biggest challenges is depending on where your financial price point, right? Because you're in a budget. Honestly, online is really the place because most of your brick and mortars can't compete with these online prices. They just can't. They have to upcharge because they have the overhead, right? They have all those extra expenses that online stores that don't have. And Cigar Bid being affiliated with Cigar Internationals helps a great deal,
Mm-hmm.
right? I just love supporting my local shop. I do enjoy getting online and getting a good deal because, like you said, JJ, I think I bought on Cigar Bid. I think it was like a little over 30. I think it was like 38 cigars or 42. So I can't remember the amount, and it was just shy of $100.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to compete with that.
It is. It's just, and that's where the issues are, right? Because it's like, man, I could get, even though like a Cigar Bid, I would say about a good 80% of their sales are Robustos, but maybe a little less, but it's definitely a high percentage and stuff like that. But you have I get the Cigar International. You have other places like Cigar Mike, and other websites that you guys could go on. And like I said, when I'm looking for more bang for my buck, I'm going on Cigar Bid. I really am. I told you guys I bid it on a sampler pack of the nubs. I lost that by 50 cents. I was so pissed. Oh my God, I was so upset. But I did win the 10-pack of the nub Habanos, which are so damn good.
Yes.
And my shop doesn't carry nubs. But I think the benefit, in my opinion, of going to your brick and mortar is instant gratification, right? You're not waiting weeks because you guys know you guys have purchased from a cigar, but if you buy it on the wrong day, if you win that, it could be 2 weeks plus before you even get your cigars.
Then you
But
just feel at home when you're there, and you know where your money's going.
right, and that's why it's always good to, and that's the good thing. Like I said, that's the good thing about ordering so much. You could get a 10-pack. Like I got that 20-pack of the CAO Blacks that one time. I think it was less than $22. It's you'll never be able to get that under brick and mortar. It's unfortunate, but like I said, I'm a big supporter of the brick and mortar. You know.
Well, and like my shop, they you guys give me enough grief about the cigars that I smoke, and you know kind of what I smoke, and I tend to smoke probably a little bit higher end stuff, and my cigar shop just doesn't want to spend the money to have the Davidoff furniture and they're not going to spend the $40,000 a year with your estate to have the whole line of Ligas and that kind of stuff, and that's the kind of stuff I really like, and so I do have to get that stuff at other places. However, I do think it's important because of the camaraderie and the ambiance and everything that I get at the lounge, and I work from home, so that's my socialization is going out to the lounge and hanging with my buddies and I'm either on here with you guys or I'm at the lounge, and that's my socialization. So I think it's important to support them and allow that guy to stay in business so that we have a place to go to have that socialization.
You make a valid point, right? Because you need a place to go on and kind of decompress, just to get away and hang out with other people that honestly enjoy doing what you do. But go ahead, PC. You gonna say something?
Yeah, my problem is that I have too many lounges around me. I mean, I can't go 10 miles without at least crossing two different lounges or somewhere that's actually selling premium cigars. And so I I even though I'm a big supporter of the brick and mortar, anyone that I go, I'm gonna make sure I buy some sticks or whatever. And then when I just don't have it, I'm gonna go online and see what I can get, to kind of fill in the gaps and stuff like that. But I combine the two together. I've come up with a system, so now I got more sticks than I can I can smoke at one time right now. So
And like
it's a catch-22 if you allow it to be that.
I got like a vape shop that has a really small humidor, and I have a liquor store that has a decent humidor. But at the liquor store, they only hold about 4 different types of cigars, and that's for their regulars going in there buying their drinks. And the actual lounge is about 35 miles from here, and in a completely different state.
Oh wow!
So when we head that way, I always try to stop in and tell his name is Alex. He's an awesome guy, and I always try to support him when I can.
I mean, and and going back to what Don said in regards to purchasing at your brick and mortar when you go to, right? We've also had that conversation of just cigar etiquette, right?
Right.
Because you might go to a lounge that you've never been to and they don't smoke your cigar, rather they don't smoke your cigar. They don't have the cigars you enjoy smoking, but it's almost a must. It's a have to. You have to go in there, and even if you don't smoke their cigar right away, it's the whole idea of going in there and showing respect to the lounge, right? And the people that go there every day. Because there's nothing worse than you get someone that's new to the lounge and sits down. They don't go to the humidor. They barely ask for a water. They come in with their own drink, and they come in with their own cigars, and everybody is just looking at each other like, really? But I don't know about you guys, but my owners ain't got no problem saying, you can't smoke it. And they'll let you. And don't get me wrong. They'll let you come in and hang out and stuff like that. But if you do it more than once, twice, 3 times, nah. Because you know what? They're there to run a business. You know what I mean? Like you said, they're there to run a business. I mean, how do you come in there with someone else's cigars and not even order a bottle of water or a drink, a Coke or something, you know? And
so my lounge is a BYOB lounge, so they don't even make money off alcohol. So they're relying solely on cigar sales. And so they instituted if you come into the lounge and you want to smoke your own, you don't want to go to the humidor, you pay $10 a cigar for a cut and light fee.
Right.
$10 per cigar.
Per cigar. Now, if you like if I usually smoke 2 cigars when I'm in there for if I'm in there for an evening, I'll have 2 cigars. So I make sure that I buy. Now, if I buy 2 from them and I smoke my own, whatever I brought in, he doesn't care because I bought 2. I bought 2, I smoked 2, so it's a wash. But I had a conversation with him, and that like you said, when somebody comes in, they sit down, they pull something out of their little travel humidor, and they just start smoking. You're like, this guy didn't open this business for you to have a place to come sit. I mean, he did for you to have a place to come sit down and have a cigar, but he's got to pay the rent, he's got to pay the light bill, and the everything else that comes with having a cigar shop. And I just and you're like, and all the regulars that are in there kind of just do that. Really, dude? I mean,
Yeah.
At least walk in the humidor and act like you're going to buy something.
Listen, you've been to my shop.
Well,
nobody in my shop is shy. But go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I've seen it happen, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll go back to the humidor when I see things like that happen, and I'll gift those people those cigars because I want a place to come back and enjoy myself and relax, because that's why I'm there in the first time, and kind of get the message across to them. Hey, man, try this stick. I think it's a good stick, and it may be something that inexpensive, but with a nice label on it.
Yeah, but it's mind-boggling, right? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you? Like, I could never understand that. Some people are just shameless. They could care less.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like I could never do that. It's like you invited me to your house and not me bringing you something. You could tell me, nah, Panda, don't just bring yourself. It don't work that way. That just wasn't the way I was brought up. I have to bring something. I'll bring you a bottle of bourbon. I'll bring you a bottle of wine. If you smoke cigars, you rest assured we're gonna be smoking that night. Because if you hosting, I got the cigars, man. And I ain't bringing, especially if I know you're a good, you can handle your own. I ain't bringing you no 1876.
Hey, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. Go ahead, Don.
And the other thing is, so my lounge is a BYOB lounge, and so there'll be a lot of first-time people that come in there, and they have every intention to buy a cigar, and sit down and smoke, and then they're looking around. You can tell they're looking for the bar, like, where's the bar? And the owner or the young lady that works in there says, oh, we're BYOB, and they're like, oh man, we didn't bring anything. I'm the first guy to stand up and say, hey man, I got some bourbon in my locker, get you a cigar and sit down. And I think that's the beauty of going to the brick and mortar and being one of the, like you said, the furniture. I'm like the furniture in my place too, and I have my own chair when I walk in, and I've actually had people like that were sitting there like stand up like, no, it ain't like that. Sit down. But
don't you know who I am? I'm the Don.
No.
Sitting on my chair, buddy.
It is not like that at all.
That's right.
But so I think just having that camaraderie and that place to go to is important for me. I know that's not important. There's people that come into my shop and all they do is come in and buy a box of cigars and go home, and that's fine too. That that keeps them in business as well. But if we want that place to come to hang out to watch the Astros game or whatever team you're a fan of, like I've been watching the College World Series there and that kind of stuff, and just if you want that place to go to, you got to support it, whether you buy online or not. And I do buy, a good portion of cigars online, and just for every reason that you guys put out there, the financial reason, aspect of it, the getting what I like to smoke aspect of it, hell, even the competitiveness of winning a bid. Like I'll get mad if I lose a bid. Like, oh, gosh, snipe me by 50
cents, man. I was screaming.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that 50 cents. It's not the first time. It's like you want to hunt that guy down, man. It's like
I'm telling
you. But I just listen. This is what I love about going to lounges. Is the camaraderie that you build, the networking. I'll give you a perfect example. So next weekend, right, we're having a domino tournament, right? Everyone's pitching in, and you know what we're doing? We're roasting a pig.
Oh.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you too. If you've never seen a bunch of lunatics playing dominoes, go to Panda Shop.
Oh,
Yeah, listen, it's not for the weak at heart. Let me tell you, you better have some thick skin when you come to our lounge, man. But I mean, and that's the stuff of, everyone chipped in, $30. I think there's a total of how many players are there? I want to say there's maybe 30 players.
Dang.
Yeah. And you know what? And so some of that basically is to buy the winners end up winning cigars. The most of the time is padrones. You know, um, but it's another way to support the lounge, right? Everyone bought, purchased,
Right.
their ticket to partake in the domino tournament, but at the same time, it's a good way to give back to the lounge. But the lounge is also giving back by having someone, my best friend and a good friend of mine, they're going to Miami. They're gonna get, I think it's like an 80-pound pig, you
Ooh.
know, and they're gonna get to the shop around 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning,
Start roasting it.
and have that bad boy roasted. you
Mm.
know. And so yeah, I mean, and that's the plus side of going to your brick and mortar, to build that bond,
Mm-hmm.
to build your friendship, and not only that, and in my lounge we do trips, we get together and do trips, and we break bread with each other. Let me tell you something. I had when the missus and I bought this house, when we had our housewarming party, I had we had roughly about 50 some odd people, and the majority of those people were from the lounge.
Oh yeah, they'll be lifelong friends.
Oh, it's crazy, you know what I mean? So I mean
So let me
that's what I love about it.
so let me throw this out to you
But
guys.
that,
How do you guys as wives react to your lounge? So my wife is she works with people all day, so it's complete opposite of what I do. I work from home, so I need that socialization. She needs the wind down time. So she is. I mean, look, I outkick my coverage. I say that every day, but she's like, yeah, go enjoy your friends. But on the weekends and stuff, hey, you want to go to the lounge? And she's like, I don't want to wash my hair after, because you do smell like smoke when you come out of a lounge and that kind of stuff. And so she supports me going. She just and sometimes I feel a little guilty about going when it could be family time and that kind of stuff. So how do you guys deal with that?
well, the beauty of it for me is my wife smokes cigars, and I gotta ask you. I said, well, I gotta tell you. I had a conversation with her just the other day. I was like, hey, you do a lot of what I want to do. I said, well, what do you want to do? She was like, no, I'm okay. I'd rather go to the lounge than to do anything else. And I was like, yeah, baby. So, I guess it's different because she does smoke cigars and stuff like that, but she really enjoys the camaraderie. And my lounge love, hosting ladies there. So, they make her feel real comfortable about when she does come out. So that's a plus. And I know a lot of people don't necessarily have that, in their relationship with their significant other or whatnot.
It's true.
What
Say
about you?
with well, say it's not so much the lounge for me, but the fact that I'm in here doing this stuff or out in the shop doing, smoking with you guys. She just likes that I found something that, gives me some drive and some happiness overall and some peace. That's her biggest thing with this is now we'll drive by that thing. I'm like, man, I'd sure like to stop in there real quick. Stuff like that. But overall, she's pretty happy with it so far.
I'm almost in the same boat as PC. My wife doesn't smoke cigars, but she smokes cigarillos. You know, um, she has zero issues with me going to the lounge. Sometimes she's like, "Go, leave, bye," and she's gone to everybody in the shop knows my wife. Everybody loves my wife. You know, um, when the wife and I first got together, her and I spoke about it. You know what I mean? Because and I told her, I said, "Listen, I smoke cigars. It's a big part of my life. It really is." And back then, I would every Wednesday night. I told her it's my night. I play poker with the guys at the shop. And just to shoot the crap, whatever. Any other night you could come. You can hang out because I hate it, especially in the beginning when no one knew who she was. I used to hate when she used to come to the lounge and I'm in the back room and she doesn't know anyone. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm not really enjoying myself, and you know, it took time, and then she linked up with one of a friend of mine's wife, and they hit it off like no other. May she rest in peace. She passed away a couple of years ago, but and that hit everybody hard. You know what I mean? She was like the mother of the shop. You know, there's always that one. You know, and that was her, Sharon. And so, but you know, the girls they used to have a ladies' night. You know, at the lounge. So what they would do is no one was allowed to go into the members' room, and the girls would get there. They'll be ordering wine and all sorts of stuff. No one was allowed to go smoke back there. Some women enjoy the smoke, some women don't. But my wife, you know what? I got to give it to, you know, and God bless her. I mean, she's accepted my lifestyle from day one. You know, and like I said, she'll go with me to any lounge when we got to Orlando. She's like, "Hey, we're gonna go to that shop." She was like, "What is his name?" Oh yeah, Coronas. You know, and we'll go chill, and she'll have a
Mhm.
couple of drinks with me. And she'll have a couple of glasses of wine. I'll have whatever the heck I'm in the mood for. But you know, I've lucked out. You know what I mean? She supports me 100% on this journey, especially with this new one, this new adventure, and she's definitely seen the difference um, since the revamp of myself per se.
Yeah.
And I think the same with me. You know, my wife is extremely supportive of me smoking cigars, and you know, it's kind of the one. I don't even want to say bad habit because I don't think it's a bad habit. I think it's a great habit. But the
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that you know may be socially unacceptable that I do, and she's been very supportive, and she's actually like you just said, and I think JJ can probably attest to this. She's seen the change in me of
Yeah.
meeting you guys and getting this thing started, and you know that reinvigoration of because you know you get into your job and I love my job. My job's great. My company I work for is amazing. But you get into the day to day of your job and you're just like, okay, man, I got to make one more phone call. I got to write one more check. I got to, you know, whatever the case, whatever your job might be. And this has reinvigorated me. And I think she sees that. Matter of fact, I know she sees that because she's mentioned it. But she doesn't smoke cigars as often as maybe PC's wife does. You know, she'll have one every now and again, you know, a Fat Bottom Betty or something, you know, that she'll just because she knows that I love cigars, so she'll sit out in the backyard and have one with me, you know, just I think it's more to appease me than to enjoy the cigar smoking, but that's fine too. I mean, you know,
Right.
we all do that stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the
Yeah.
change in that you know, I didn't smoke cigars when I met her, and so she's gone through that whole transition with me of being not a cigar smoker to being a fairly involved cigar smoker, you know. So, you know, like I said, I outkick my coverage. She's
No,
Well,
I get that too. And you know, it's like it's man, you need somebody that's gonna support you. And see, I work by myself. Like you guys may um have people that you talk to on a daily basis. I may go through a whole day and not talk to anybody, and but I'm around everybody. And my wife realized with this group and smoking cigars, I actually have, you know, a set of friends, you know, no matter how popular I may seem, but you know, amongst our you know, inner circle, it's I get a chance to talk to you guys, and you know, she's cool with that, and that's the beauty of it. You know, she knows, hey, I'm out here kicking it with my buddies, and she's happy for me, and I can ask for anything else, man.
Yeah.
I think that all speaks to the beauty of the brick and mortar. That
Hmm.
you know versus the online. You get on there, you win the bid, you feel good about winning the bid, or you buy from you know Cigar International or Holtz or you know any of the other ones that are out there, and you know. But then, like you said, Penny, you don't get to hold that stick in your hand as soon as you buy it, you know, and
Right.
you don't get that friend that you haven't seen in 2 weeks. And you're like, hey, what's going on, brother? You know,
yeah.
you know. And I've been to your lounge. I see how you guys are. You know, we talked about it on the last episode. You know, everybody. You know, and when I walked in, nobody knew me from Adam, but I walked in with you. I was instantly one of the guys. You know, um,
Absolutely.
and that was a you know that's a special thing. And at my lounge is the same thing. If we all of us that are members there, we try to, when new people walk in, you can tell when a new person walks in because they got that look in their eye like, I don't know where to go from here. I don't know where to
the
walk
headlights.
Yeah, and so I think we all, at my lounge, we all gotta walk up and greet that person, and then it gives the opportunity for the Mickey, who's the young lady who is at the shop most of the time, gives her the opportunity to say, hey, this is one of our members, Don. He's here. I always make a joke. I'm only there on days that end in Y. And so she makes that same joke. He's here all the time, and he can attest to what we do here, and it's an instant friend. It's an instant. I'm not gonna say those people are my best friends. That some of them are, but it's an instant acquaintance and an instant like-minded person who who comes in there to and the ultimate first question is, what you smoking? And then we get into whatever life discussion we get into from there, So that's the beauty of it for me.
Yeah.
It really is. And not only that, the amount of networking you could do at a lounge.
Yeah.
The people that walk in through those lounges, I mean, it's unreal from all walks of life, and that's what I honestly love about this world of cigars, man. Which I'm gonna piggyback on one of the other topics that Don brought up. How do you guys kind of separate, right, from this world to personal life? You know what I mean? My kids are pretty grown. You know what I mean? My son is 17. I could barely get him to hang out with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Today we kind of had a little father-son. I helped him change the light bulb in his car, his headlight. And that was pretty good bondage. And because you got to find time, right? You got to make time, have a date night. You got to have that time for the wife. Because I know in the beginning, I'll be honest with you, I don't know about your wives, but mine was like, hello. Like, hello. You know what I mean? Like, I come home from work, like, hello. Like, you on, I don't see you all day. And then I don't see you till the next morning. So how do you guys, like, do you guys do anything with your significant others that to kind of make it?
And for me, it's making sure that my wife understands, and she does, that the cigar is not more important than my relationship, than my family.
Agreed.
Last night I was thinking in my head, maybe I'll run to the lounge, maybe I'll do, and she came into the living room. I was watching TV, and she came in and she said, hey, and her boss and her boss's husband were going out, and going out to one of the local bars, and she's like, hey, my boss and her husband are going out, they invited us to meet them. You want to go? And I'm like, yeah, let's go, and I ended up, I don't drink a whole lot anymore. I don't know if I've ever shared on this podcast, but I had weight loss surgery a year ago in July, and so I can't drink as often as I used to or would, and so I went out and I overindulged a little bit last night, but it was such a good time hanging out with with my wife and my kids are old. My son's 22 and my daughter's 25, so they show up at the bar. My son will come to the lounge with me every now and again. So I think it's important to make sure that those people in your life understand that this is something. It sounds so weird to say. This is something that I love. I love this whole community. I love you guys. I love but my family comes first, no matter even before my job. Just
right.
Like, and my job is how I help support my family and all that kind of stuff. But man, I'll tell you what, I will walk out tomorrow if it came to my family or my job. It would be
absolutely. Absolutely.
So, having grown kids, and JJ probably speaks to maybe a little different. He has younger kids, but for me, having grown kids makes it a little bit easier because they can actually go do the things that we want to do too. They can go to the bar and they can go to the cigar lounge and they can, that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. What about you, PC? I mean, you probably, your wife smokes cigars, and she enjoys going to the lounges with you. So I mean, that's got to be a massive plus.
But that's a massive plus. But there is still a thin line there, and my wife requires that I spend time with her, and that's the thing that because we started off our relationship. Me and my wife been together for 33 years, and
Wow.
and yeah, we spent a lot of time together, and
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. That's almost as old as JJ. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying. Good love. Good love. 30 for
Yes, sir.
33 years.
Yeah, and so and it's kind of how they talk about what's your love language. Time and food is our love language, and I try to give her the time that she requires of me, man, and it's kind of a deal breaker in a sense, because that doghouse is out back, and that's the worst feeling, it's like, damn, I got.
But yeah, there's a thin line. Even though she does love what the cigar in business and what we do and how we do it, and you know, I just got to give up my time and make time. Between her and work, because work can be stressful. Sometimes I turn to her and ask questions, and she put me on the right track when I'm really stressed out. So I can spend that time with her. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just time, giving her the proper time that's needed.
Perfect.
JJ, you're the one that has the young ones. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. And I commend you for the things that you do with your girls. Especially we all know that Tuesday night is your night with your family, and your girls are very active in sports
Yep.
and stuff like that, which is awesome. You know what I mean? And they need to be active. It's so important to keep them active. You
Oh yeah.
know, but I mean, outside of that, I mean, what do you guys enjoy doing?
Um, we go to the movies a lot. We'll do stuff like that. And we always have family nights or a date night with just me and the wife. But my wife also knew coming in that I command a lot of alone time. I have I have to have my alone time a lot of the times. I just kind of space out and come in here and just work on this computer, but in which she understands. But and like you said, especially this time of the year, we spend a lot of time together because of the sports. And as soon as baseball's over, my daughter's cheerleading, so we'll have that and all the pee wee football games and all that to go to. And but we always try to find and make time because she's real busy in her job as well, and she comes home absolutely spent. And having these little rugrats running around, it can be rough.
you know, I can't express the importance of having a good woman in your life that supports you and that understands that you need that space. You know what I
Right.
mean? Um, you know, my wife knows when I'm having a stressful week at work or things really got heated or something happened or something really bad happened at work and I kind of zone out. You know what I mean? And that's when I really I don't want to say that I distance myself, but I get into my own head and I need my alone time. I really do. And there's times I won't even go to the lounge. I just need to just work things through my head, you know what I mean? And just kind of just rationalize things in my own ways so that I could be at peace of whatever has transpired. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing worse than to have someone, especially someone that you love and dearly and respect, constantly in your ear nagging. You know, I've been very fortunate this time around to have a woman that is very understanding. She's not a nagger. I'm more the nagger. She said I'm the bougie one. Surprise there. Surprise there. But you know, and I make sure that I tell my family on a daily basis, guys, that I love them
Mhm.
every day. I mean, I drive my family crazy how many times I tell them I love them, and I do that purposely because I grew up in a household, guys, that I wasn't told that every day. Okay,
Mm.
that's number one. And number two, because of the line of work that I'm in, God only knows the one day that I don't come back home. You know, I don't ever want my family, my wife or my kids to ever doubt how I felt for them. To me, that's so important. Like me and my wife, before I leave the door, her and I get together, and we say our prayers, and then we leave the household. You know, and my whole thing is like, I just want my family to know that I love them unconditionally. You know what I mean, and
Right,
that
right.
their dad and their husband knew that how much they meant to him and what I mean to them. And it's important. It really is. And you know, I think as grown men, you know how it is. It's hard to be a man these days. It really is because we hold a lot on our shoulders. They say you're not allowed to cry, you're not allowed to show emotions, And you know what? When I was younger, I believed in that, and you know what that did to me? It built a lot of anger and frustration, and a lot of. Um, I became very numb to the world.
Yeah.
I
Right.
became very, very numb, and I became very desensitized, and I didn't like that about myself. you know, and and I'm just grateful that I'm able to realize that today, and to have no shame. If I need to share a tear with my kids, I share a tear with my kids. If I have to share a tear with my wife, I do. I'm not afraid to share my feelings and express my feelings to my loved ones because I need them to understand, especially to my son. My son's 17, and he
Right.
needs to understand that it's okay to have whatever emotions you have. You're allowed to feel whichever way you feel, whether it's anger, sadness, frustration, whatever it is. You're allowed to be able to feel it, accept it, own it. What I don't allow is for you to stay in it,
Right.
Right.
because that's the danger. And I speak from experience, right? Because I don't listen. There's nothing wrong with mourning. There's nothing wrong with being sad. Just don't stay in it, because
Right.
you can get yourself and dig yourself into a dark hole that you can never be able to get out of. And this is why it's so important to talk about it to whoever, you know, and not to get too deep into that conversation, because to me that's a topic that I would definitely love to have with you guys on another podcast. But
Right.
but
Well,
to me, it's important.
and
But
for
see,
me, go ahead, BC.
that's the beauty between shopping online or going to a cigar lounge. You can actually go to the lounge and still clear your head just by having a nice stick or whatever, and that it provides you an outlet that online can't provide you. You
Yeah.
know, and I'll just pass it over to JJ.
Yeah. Uh, I say I get in my own head a lot. Um, but kind of like what you said, Panda, it's you gotta get it out. You have to talk to somebody. And this group and the cigar um friends we've made has really um I don't know what I'm trying to say, has allowed me to get out of that said dark space, and just talk to people. Because I've spent a lot of time in these four walls right here, a lot of times. And you can look on my phone, and my friends around here, I haven't called or talked to them in probably 9 months, and I just disappear sometimes. But this keeps me wanting to come back more and more and more. And I fell for the first time in a long time, I'm doing something that I love, and that excites me. Instead of the normal 9 to 5. This right here is what I look forward to. Work my tail off at work all day, and then come home and make these slides for us and doing stuff like that. I said it's a labor of love. I feel like I should have been like an editor or something, because I really enjoy it.
Well, I
Well,
commend you. I'm sorry, Don. I know you want to get in, but
no, go right ahead.
I kind of want to put this out there because I commended you earlier in our private chat, and I want to be able to commend you in public, because you know what? I could tell you the time that when you first started with us as a group, even prior to this one, you're a little bit more. Um, what's the word I'm looking for?
Reserved.
Reserved. A perfect
Yeah.
word. You're a lot more reserved now. You're starting to blossom, and brother, I am so proud of you. And like I said, we're here for you 24/7. You know what I mean? And that's for all of you guys. You know what I mean? It's so important
Yes,
that
sir.
that you have grown in the short period of time that we started this group. I mean,
Yeah.
just your true self is slowly coming out, and I just hope I can't wait to see what else is in store. In regards to you as a whole, brother.
Right. Thank you.
I think Tampa will be a big step there too. We'll all be kind of being goofballs in Tampa. But
I think JJ's gonna be in culture shock, man. He's gonna be in culture. He's not gonna know. He's coming from a one traffic light town to this massive metropolitan city, and cigars everywhere. You know what I mean? It's gonna be everywhere. Get in the candy store.
Oh, I promise you. Like I said on the last one, it might be a round trip, but that's on me.
So going back to what you said about family, it's funny. My son and I work for the same company, and so we have that app, Microsoft Teams, on our, and we're all remote. So he's at his house, I'm at my house. So we talk on Microsoft Teams all the time, and I'll find myself talking to him on Microsoft Teams. At the end of the conversation, I'm like, "Love you, bud," and he's like, "Pop, we're on a work chat." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you're right." But it's that I'm the same as you, and I don't have the dangerous job like you do. I don't have that, but it's still, if I drive out of my neighborhood tomorrow and get hit by a bus, I don't want my family to ever wonder how I felt about them.
Absolutely. Right. Promise to nobody.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
There's
promise to no one.
To no one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just, to me, this has been a saving grace in so many ways for me, because this is what I've been looking for. Exactly what the four of us have built. This is what I've been looking for. This is what I've wanted. This has always been my goal, and I like I said, I can't wait for Tampa. I can't wait to see what's in store. Guys, I wish I could turn this camera around. I got a wild bunny right now hopping in my front yard. It's crazy. But before I forget, JJ, Burn One, guys, I want to give you guys a heads up. Burn One Cigar Bar. I want to give them a thanks for the sponsorship. Got that roll?
What's going on, guys? This is your boy Panda, and your boy Panda has some great news. We have teamed up with Burn One Cigar Bar, located at 7328 Royal Palm Boulevard in Margate, Florida. Guys, Burn One Cigar Bar is your go-to destination for the finest selections of premium cigars at unbeatable prices. Step into a world of luxury and relaxation as you indulge in the smooth flavors and exquisite aromas of our carefully curated cigars collection. But that's not all. Burn One Cigar Bar has teamed up with us for an exclusive sponsorship opportunity just for you. When you call Burn One and purchase any box of cigars, you unlock a fantastic discount of 20% of your order using special discount code PANDA. You can contact Burn One at 954-970-0001 or on their social media pages, Facebook and or Instagram. Guys, don't miss this chance to elevate your cigar experience without breaking the bank. Visit Burn One Cigar Bar today, mention discount code PANDA, and treat yourself to premium cigars at an incredible value. Hurry up, this offer won't last. Burn One Cigar Bar, where luxury meets affordability. And they ship nationwide. Peace.
Well, there you go again. Guys, that's my lounge, guys. That's the one I took Don to. I absolutely love these. Love that place. I love the atmosphere and all. Hit them up. Let them know that we sent you. Give them the discount code PANDA, 20% off every box. I mean, you can't beat that. You know what I mean?
Going on the theme that we have on this podcast, with the brick and mortar versus the online. Here's your opportunity to mesh both.
That's right.
You're supporting a local business who, I've been to their lounge. It's not a 300,000 square foot, warehouse, that's shipping out cigars. It's a local business that's doing great things, and it helps the Leaf and Ash podcast out if you do that, and we can keep bringing you guys great content and help support a local business.
Absolutely. And guys, it's 20% off on everything. And that's from their Padrones, the Placencias, Foundation. They're waiting for their order opuses. You find me another lounge that's offering discounts on Padrones and opuses. Yeah. I'm just saying. So by all means, if you guys are interested, hit them up and let them know that we sent you. And like I said, discount code PANDA. Well, guys.
And I'll say this. I know they're a big supporter of ours. I'm most definitely gonna reach out and become a supporter of theirs at the same time. So and that's only fair. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, well, I'm a supporter. Well, I feel like they make me want to
Well,
pay their rent,
well,
man. It's like,
I got to tell you, this is my last Liga 10, and I will definitely be on the phone to burn one to get it. So the answer to the question is so 6 months is the answer to the question, and the question is, how long does it take you to smoke a box of Liga 10s?
good Lord, man. I got more than you understand. I got they always call me and say, "Hey, there's another box in your locker." And I'm like, "No, I don't need no more. I don't need any more cigars, man." I'm like, "I'm good. I'm good. I just paid my last tab, and it wasn't as bad as the last one prior to that one. Thank God." But yeah, I can tell you that, really, babe. I text the wife to see if she can pour me another drink. She's like, "Okay, master. Okay, really? Unbelievable, unbelievable." Well, guys, look,
Here's
50
to you.
minutes. Yeah, cheers. Another
Cheers.
episode, guys. Another episode in the books. I think we're doing well. I hope you guys love what you're hearing from us. Once again, guys, if you haven't subscribed to us, we're on every platform. JJ, let them know where we're at.
Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and we all have our own personal TikToks. What else is there?
Instagram.
Instagram, and I'm gonna try to get us on Rumble. That's the one I still have to try to get us on is Rumble.
Oh, there you go, guys. And if you like what you're hearing, and like I said, subscribe to us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that all notifications. So when we're on, you can know that we got another episode on. Hit us up on our social media. I'm on TikTok on the Cigar Panda, and the Instagram on cigar_panda75 or just cigar_panda. And PC, I know you have a different Instagram. What's your Instagram? It's not Silverback, right?
Yeah, it's P Caldwell 2023, and I'm also on TikTok at PC Silverback 2023.
Yeah, go. And Don, you finally got on Instagram?
I am. I thought I set it up as the. I am the. I am the technically challenged person in this crew. So I thought I was the cigar Don on there, but actually it's just my name, Don Sweeney. So, but that's going to change here as soon as I can figure out how to do it.
And JJ, I know you got a couple going on.
Yes, on TikTok, it's the Leaf and Ash podcast, and I have another one called the Cigar Mutt that I'm trying to build. And then say YouTube, where I post all this stuff, is the Leaf and Ash podcast. Instagram, I still have to get that bad boy up.
Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with us at the Leaf and Ash podcast. Also, look forward to the Bonded by the Leaf Cigar Club. If you want to join us or just purchase a shirt, get a hold of Don, or should I say get a hold of Don, and he'll be able to get you some shirts or any type of accessories. Well, guys, until the next episode, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Later.
Out in the smoke where the stories unfold, there's a tale of a podcast so brave and so bold.